Want to learn more about the dynamics between men and women? Then check out the multi-part video series I have explaining the masculine and feminine energies. Access the link and watch it now. Alright, so in this video we're going to be speaking about the fact that men are to blame for toxic women, right? And you might be like, what do you mean, Reemus? How can you say that? Isn't that unfair? What about their accountability? Why aren't they taking responsibility? Blah, 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 blah. All of that stuff. And I'm not going to really say that you're wrong for saying or thinking about those things, right? All I'm going to say is this: the masculine is the structure and the feminine reflects whatever structure it is presented with. And this is a good thing as a man because you get to set the conditions. You can control how she is because you can control the conditions. And really that means you can control the reflections. So many women don't like taking accountability, you're right. So if they don't like taking it, isn't proof that accountability might not actually be best in the hands of them, and maybe it's best in the hands of you, right? Isn't a good thing. So yeah, you might complain, no, it's these women that are the issue. And in some ways, okay, the behaviors should have some level of control and consciousness, but I can't think like that because I'm a pragmatic guy. And that is extremely, extremely empowering to them actually to say that. But it's disempowering to you as a man. So, you know, it's interesting to see how you would take it because maybe you haven't heard this before. So as I said, men set the condition and the context, and that's not a bad thing. That's a good thing. Now, if you look at a woman who expresses toxic behaviors, right? I bet you any money, we just have to go back far enough, we can track her behavior back down to a man, or a lack of a man, really, a guy, you know? But we can track her toxic behavior. The seed of it was not her. The seed of it was a man or a lack of a man. So whether that be dating partners, like women, men who, let's just call them women anyway, but men who she was with before that allowed toxic behaviors to just happen, you know? They didn't put their foot down, they didn't offer no boundaries, then it's their fault why now you get with that girl and she's bringing toxicity to you because you're like, well, why are you conducting yourself in a manner that is not appropriate? It's because men have allowed that to happen before. But let's say it didn't happen, right? We can track it back to family members. Let's say her father, her uncles allowing bad behavior to happen and they didn't, you know, do what they was supposed to do, which is put their foot down, install certain principles into her and so on. You might say, well, what about the mum? Well, the mum is reflecting the conditions of the father anyway. And it could be her father. Like, it doesn't actually matter how far we go back or which way we look at it. Men have the capability to set the context. So let's say it wasn't a family member. Well, we can just say it's society. It's men who still set the conditions of the entire society. So toxic behaviors on any level, right? On a macro level, at least, actually, let's say that on a big, large scale, from a very general point of view, can always be blamed on the masculine or the lack of masculine energy that is within men. But again, this is not a bad thing. This is good, right? I love this because it allows me to have control over my world, and my woman is a part of my world. So if I say this is how things are conducted, this is how things are conducted, and deep down she loves that anyway. Right? So if all men said, no, this is not happening, women will stop doing that certain thing. It's just that somewhere along the line, there's this masculine source or this source of men who are allowing these behaviors to happen. So let's say that you're a woman, let's say that you're a man speaking to a girl and she says something disrespectful, but you just let that happen. Or let's say she's disrespectful in a relationship through her interactions with other male friends that she might know. I guarantee you, on some level, there are men that are allowing this to happen, which is why she's able to get away with it. And until you put your foot down and say, no, this is not how you conduct yourself, she just thinks it's normal. Why would she change? What's the point? Like, there's actually no reason for her to change. There's no downside to her doing the thing. There's no punishment. There's no nothing being taken away. So why would she stop? Why doesn't she just continue? No one's telling her no. There's no loss for her when she's doing that toxic thing. And I'm telling you, a lot of women will just fix up. But, you know, the problem is there are a lot of simps that enable that behavior. So it gives the woman a level of security, and she's able to just do these things over and over and over again because every man is putting up with it. But it's also the reason though why she will actually have a high level of respect if you're not like those guys, because she will say to herself, whoa, I've never been with a guy like this who actually shows me what a man is. He actually is upholding himself with a certain type of class and respect and boundaries and rules. And, you know, I can't just act any way over her. Like, I have to fix up, and if I don't fix up, I'll be out of there. That kind of makes her respect you. And, you know, when you don't do that, you hold women to a low standard, which is bad for them. So a woman might just do what she can, but at the same time, simping and just allowing a woman to just do whatever, even if it's toxic, bad, disrespectful, and so on, it actually does them a disservice, because they don't actually have the motivation to grow like they're supposed to. They don't have the motivation to be the best version of themselves. So, you know, it's not a bad thing. If you want to be a man and you want to be a leader, you have to take on more responsibility. That is just how it is. And through them giving you that responsibility, that's what empowers you. So I say it's very disempowering to you when you don't see, as men, right, all of us collectively, the influence that we can have on women. But I want to know what you think. So comment down below, let Reemus know. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.